Welcome everyone. Today's video is not just about productivity. It's not just about cleaning your room. It's not just about planning your week. It's about something much deeper. It's about taking control of your life. Because let's be honest, if your life feels heavy, messy, stressful, overwhelming, it's usually not because life is impossible. It's because there is no structure. And when there is no structure, chaos grows. When chaos grows, you feel behind, you feel anxious, you procrastinate, you doubt yourself, you waste time, you lose confidence. And slowly, you start believing something is wrong with you. But the truth is this: nothing is wrong with you. Your life is just unorganized. And an unorganized life creates unnecessary suffering. When your environment is messy, your mind is messy. When your schedule is random, your results are random. When your thoughts are scattered, your energy is scattered. You don't need more motivation. You need structure. Because structure creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum changes your life. So today, we're not talking about inspiration. We're talking about forcing yourself to organize your life. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And as you watch this video, you will also improve your English listening because I explain everything in a clear and easy way. If you want to grow your life and your English at the same time, make sure to subscribe and join this journey. Habit 1. Take a mental inventory before you organize your room, before you organize your time, before you organize your goals. You must organize your mind. Most people don't realize this. They are not tired because of work. They are tired because of mental overload. Their brain is holding unfinished tasks, forgotten promises, future worries, past regrets, random ideas, hidden fears, goals without plans, problems without decisions, and all of that stays floating in their head. When everything stays in your head, it feels huge. But when everything goes on paper, it becomes manageable. This is what a mental inventory is. It is a complete brain dump. You sit down with a notebook and you write everything, not just tasks, everything. Write, what is stressing me right now? What problems am I avoiding? What conversations am I delaying? What goals do I say I want? What habits are destroying me? What responsibilities are unfinished? What decisions am I scared to make? Don't organize it yet, just empty it. Most people are overwhelmed not because they have too much to do. They are overwhelmed because they don't see clearly what they have to do. Imagine someone says, "My life is a mess," but they don't know how much debt they have, what deadlines are coming, what habits waste their time, what goals they truly want, what commitments they agreed to. Everything is blurry. Blurred vision creates anxiety. Now imagine that same person spends 2 hours writing everything down. They list bills, tasks, goals, health issues, relationships, career concerns, personal weaknesses, bad habits. Suddenly, it's all visible. It might look scary at first, but clarity feels powerful. Because now it's not chaos. Now it's a list. And lists can be handled. Chaos cannot. This is why mental inventory is the first habit. Because you cannot fix what you refuse to face. And most people avoid this step because it's uncomfortable. But discomfort is temporary. Confusion is permanent. If you never confront it. When you do a mental inventory, something incredible happens. You stop feeling like life is attacking you, and you start feeling like you're analyzing it. You go from emotional reaction to strategic awareness. That shift alone changes everything, because once everything is on paper, you can delete what doesn't matter, schedule what matters, solve small things immediately, break big problems into steps, see patterns in your behavior. Without mental inventory, your brain is overloaded. With mental inventory, your brain is focused. Think of your brain like a computer. If too many programs are open, it slows down. Mental inventory closes background tabs, and suddenly, you run faster. So here's your task. Tonight or tomorrow morning, sit alone. No phone, no distraction. Just a notebook. And empty your mind completely. It may take 30 minutes. It may take 2 hours. But when you're done, you will feel lighter. Not because problems disappeared, but because now they are defined. Defined problems can be solved. Undefined stress cannot. This is the foundation of organizing your life. Not cleaning your desk, not buying a planner, not waking up at 5 a.m. Clarity. Without clarity, everything else fails. Habit 2. Morning reflection. Decide your day before the world decides it. Let me ask you something honest. How do you usually start your day? Alarm rings. You grab your phone. You check notifications. You react. Messages, emails, news, social media, problems. And before your feet even touch the ground, your brain is already in reaction mode. This is how most people live. Reactive. They don't choose their day. Their day chooses them. And then they wonder why life feels chaotic. Organized people do something different. They pause. Not for an hour. Not for meditation retreats. Just 5 to 10 intentional minutes. This is called morning reflection. It is simple. Before touching your phone, ask yourself 3 powerful questions. 1. What are the 3 most important things I must complete today? 2. What distractions will try to pull me away? 3. What kind of person do I want to be today? That's it. But this small habit changes everything, because clarity in the morning creates control for the day. Imagine, 2 people wake up at 7 a.m. Person A checks Instagram immediately. 30 minutes gone, then email, stress, then random tasks. By evening, they're exhausted, but nothing meaningful was finished. Person B wakes up and writes, today's 3 priorities. Finish project proposal. Call client. Work out 30 minutes. They block time for these tasks. Now the day has direction. Even if distractions appear, they know what matters. That's the power. Without morning reflection, you drift. With it, you lead. And here's something deeper. When you start your day intentionally, you build self-trust. You tell your brain, I am in control. And when you feel in control, anxiety decreases. Because anxiety often comes from uncertainty and randomness. Morning reflection removes randomness. It replaces chaos with intention. You don't need motivation. You need direction. 5 quiet minutes can give you more control than 5 hours of panic later. So force yourself to do this, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because discipline in the morning creates peace at night. Habit 3. Evening reflection. Turn every day into improvement. Most people repeat the same mistakes for years, not because they're incapable, but because they never review. If you don't review your day, you repeat your day. Evening reflection is your personal feedback system. Before sleeping, ask, what did I do well today? What wasted my time? What drained my energy? What will I improve tomorrow? Not in a self-hating way, in a strategic way. Imagine someone who says, I don't know why I never progress. But they never notice that. They waste 2 hours daily on their phone. They avoid difficult tasks. They procrastinate important conversations. They sleep too late because they never reflect. Without awareness, there is no change. Example: a man felt stuck in his career for 3 years. He blamed the economy, his boss, his luck. One day, he started evening reflection. Every night he wrote, "What did I do today to improve my career?" For the first week, the answer was painful. Nothing. He realized he wasn't learning new skills. He wasn't networking. He wasn't improving. He wasn't stuck. He was stagnant. That awareness changed everything. Within 6 months, he was studying daily, upgrading skills, taking action. Evening reflection turned blindness into clarity. And clarity creates power. Evening reflection also does something else. It reduces guilt, because instead of lying in bed thinking, "I'm useless, I wasted the day," you analyze it calmly. You say, "I wasted 2 hours. Tomorrow I fix it." That shift is powerful. It turns emotional chaos into logical adjustment. And over time, something amazing happens. You become self-aware. Self-aware people don't live randomly. They evolve daily. Small corrections every night lead to massive change over years. Think of it like driving. If you slightly adjust your steering wheel every few minutes, you stay on the road. If you never adjust, you crash. Evening reflection is your steering wheel. Without it, you drift into chaos again. With it, you stay aligned. Habit 4. Use a planner. Stop trusting your memory with your life. Most people live like this. They wake up. They keep tasks in their head. They try to remember everything. They say, "I'll do it later." They forget. They feel stressed. They feel behind. And then they think the problem is laziness. But the real problem is this: your brain is not designed to store 50 responsibilities. Your brain is designed to make decisions and solve problems. When you try to use your mind like a storage room, it becomes crowded. And a crowded mind creates anxiety. A planner is not a notebook. A planner is a control system. It is the difference between reacting to life and directing life. Organized people don't trust memory, because memory is emotional. Some days you feel energetic and you remember things. Some days you feel low and you forget everything. That's why your life becomes inconsistent. A planner makes you consistent. Here's how a planner actually organizes your life. 1. It removes mental pressure. When tasks are written, your brain relaxes. Because now your brain is not saying, "Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget." It becomes calm. Calm mind equals organized life. 2. It creates priorities. A planner forces you to answer the most important question: what matters today? Because not everything matters. When you treat every task like it's urgent, you become overwhelmed. But when you pick priorities, you become focused. 3. It turns intentions into reality. Many people have good intentions. I want to get fit. I want to study. I want to build something. But intentions without schedule are fantasies. A planner turns goals into appointments, and what gets scheduled gets done. Imagine, a man said, "I don't have time." But he never planned his day. He started using a planner and wrote, 8 to 9 work on main task, 9 to 9:30 emails, 9:30 to 10 break, 10 to 11 important project. Immediately, his life changed. Not because he got more hours, but because he stopped leaking hours. Most people lose time in small invisible leaks: scrolling, random calls, unnecessary tasks, confusion, switching between tasks. A planner closes those leaks. So this is your rule. Every night or every morning, write these three things. 1. Your top 3 priorities. 2. One important task you're avoiding. 3. A simple schedule for the day. This habit alone can make someone feel like they got their life back. Because when your day is planned, you stop feeling lost. Habit 5. Label everything. Give your life a home. Too many things with no home. Your mind feels messy because your environment is messy. And your environment is messy because nothing has a clear place. Labeling is not just about stickers. Labeling is about clarity. Organized people don't waste energy searching. They don't search for keys. They don't search for files. They don't search for chargers, documents, passwords, bills, notes. They know where things are. And that creates peace. Because when your day begins with searching, you enter stress mode. Think about how many times people lose energy like this. You wake up late. You search for your clothes. You can't find your keys. You can't find a document. You forget where you saved a file. Your room is messy. Your phone is messy. Your mind becomes messy. That's chaos. Now imagine the opposite. Everything has a place. Your bag has one hook. Keys have one spot. Bills go in one folder. Documents go in one labeled file. Your phone has labeled folders. Your computer has organized folders. That is not just cleanliness. That is power. Because when things are clear outside, you think clearly inside. Imagine a supermarket where nothing is labeled. No section names, no price tags, no category boards, no signs saying fruits, vegetables, snacks, or billing. Everything is just placed randomly on shelves. What would happen? Customers would walk around confused. They would waste time searching. They would feel frustrated. Simple shopping would become stressful. The problem is not the products. The problem is the lack of labels. Now imagine the same supermarket properly organized. Every shelf is labeled. Every product has a category. Every section has a clear name. You know exactly where to go. Suddenly everything feels easy. Nothing changed about the products. Only the structure changed. Your life works the same way. If your documents, tasks, folders, and spaces have no home, you will always feel mentally scattered. But when everything has a place, your mind stops searching. And when your mind stops searching, it starts focusing. That is the power of labeling. Labeling does not just organize things, it organizes your thinking. Organization is not about looking neat. Organization is about reducing the time between "I need to do this" and "I started doing it." When everything is labeled, starting becomes easy. Starting becomes easy. Consistency becomes easy. Pick 3 areas today: your desk, your phone, your important documents, and label them properly. Create homes for everything. Because when your life has homes, your mind stops feeling homeless. Habit 6. Have a backup. Because an organized life is a protected life. Most people think organizing life means cleaning, planning, and labeling. But real organization is deeper. Real organization means you are prepared. Because chaos doesn't only come from mess. Chaos also comes from surprises. A sudden phone crash, a lost document, a bank issue, a missed deadline, a health emergency, a problem that appears out of nowhere. And here's the truth. You cannot stop problems from happening, but you can stop problems from destroying you. That's what a backup does. A backup is not negative thinking. A backup is not fear. A backup is maturity. It is you saying, "I respect life enough to prepare." Organized people are calm because they have protection. Unorganized people panic because they have none. Now let me explain backup in a very simple way. A backup is an emergency bridge. When the main road breaks, the bridge saves you. And the reason people live in stress is because they have no bridge. They live like everything will always go perfectly. But life does not work like that. So here are the 4 most important backups that organize your life. Backup 1. Data backup. If your phone disappears tomorrow, what happens? Most people lose photos, contacts, notes, documents, memories, work files, and then they spend weeks in stress, regret, and chaos. A backup means your important data exists in 2 places. Phone is not your life storage. Phone is a tool. Organize your data so even if something breaks, your life stays stable. Backup 2. Document backup. Most people keep important documents in random places. Then one day they need something urgently, and they start searching in panic. An organized life has a simple system. One safe folder for originals. One backup copy somewhere else. A digital scanned version stored safely too. That is peace. Because peace comes from knowing. I can handle problems quickly. Backup 3. Time backup. This is one people ignore. They plan their days so tightly that one small delay destroys everything. Then stress starts. An organized schedule always has buffer time. A backup hour in the day. Because life always interrupts. When you plan with 0 space, your life becomes fragile. When you plan with buffers, your life becomes strong. Backup 4. Money backup. If something unexpected happens, do you have protection? Even a small emergency fund gives you mental stability, because financial stress is one of the biggest causes of mental chaos. A backup here does not mean being rich. It means being prepared. Even small, consistent savings create safety. Think of a laptop with no charger available. Even if the laptop is powerful, it is useless when the battery dies. Your life is the same. Even if you are smart, hardworking, and motivated, without backups you become fragile. And a fragile life creates constant fear. Backups create calm. So the message is, organize your life by preparing for reality. Because life is not always smooth, but you can still be stable. That is real organization. Habit 7. Take action every day, because organization without action is fake. This is the habit that separates people who truly change from people who only talk about change. Many people love planning. They love lists. They love watching videos. They love writing goals. But their life doesn't move. Because planning is not progress. Action is progress. If you want to organize your life, you must build a daily rule. Every single day, something must move forward. Even if it is small. Even if you don't feel motivated. Even if the day is heavy. Because consistency is not built with big motivation. It is built with small daily action. Let me explain why this is so important. Chaos grows when tasks stay undone. When you delay something, it doesn't disappear. It becomes an open loop, and open loops create mental noise. That noise becomes stress. Stress becomes procrastination. Procrastination becomes guilt. Guilt becomes more chaos. This is how people lose years. But daily action breaks this cycle. Because when you take action every day, your mind feels clean. Your confidence grows. Your stress reduces. Your life feels under control. For example, imagine a sink. If you clean one plate every day, the sink stays clean. If you skip one day, it becomes 2 plates. Skip again, it becomes a mountain. Then even starting feels painful. That is life. Daily action is cleaning one plate. It is small, but it prevents chaos. This is why it's a rule. Do something every day, not everything, just something. One task completed, one decision handled, one room cleaned, one document organized, one workout done, one message replied, one page read, one small improvement. Daily action keeps your life from becoming heavy. And here's the deeper truth. When you take action daily, you start trusting yourself. You stop saying, I will, and start saying, I did. And self-trust is the foundation of an organized life. Because when you trust yourself, you stop running from responsibility. You face it. So the habit is simple. Do not end the day without a win, even if it's small. Because small wins build order. Order builds peace. Peace builds power. Habit 8. Build a mindfulness loop. Notice, correct, repeat. Most people don't live their life. They live on autopilot. They wake up, react, scroll, rush, delay, repeat. And then at night they say, why am I not changing? Because change doesn't come from wishing. Change comes from noticing. A mindfulness loop is the habit of catching yourself in the moment. Not after damage is done. Not after the whole day is wasted. In the moment. It is simple. Notice. Pause, correct, repeat. That's it. But this small loop can organize your entire mind. Because chaos often begins with a small moment that no one notices. A small distraction. A small excuse. A small lie you tell yourself. And because you don't notice it, it grows. Mindfulness stops it at the seed stage. Imagine a tiny crack in a dam wall. At first it looks harmless, but water keeps pushing. The crack becomes bigger. And one day the entire dam breaks. That's how life becomes chaotic. Not because of one big disaster, but because of small, uncorrected moments. Mindfulness is noticing the crack early. It is saying, this is the moment where I usually lose control. And then you correct it. Here's how it looks in real life. You pick up your phone for 2 minutes. Mindfulness loop says, notice. I just opened the phone without purpose. Pause. I don't need this right now. Correct. Put it down and return to the task. Repeat. Train again tomorrow. You don't need a perfect life. You need awareness. Without awareness, you repeat the same patterns for 10 years. With awareness, you correct them daily. And daily correction creates organized living. Now here's the most important part. Mindfulness is not being calm all the time. Mindfulness is catching yourself before you sabotage yourself. That is power. That is organization. That is discipline with intelligence. So the habit is, build the loop. Notice fast. Correct fast. Repeat until it becomes your nature. Habit 9. Reduce what you don't need. Organization is removal, not addition. Most people think organizing life means adding more things. More apps, more systems, more lists, more rules, more tools. But real organization is not adding, it is removing. Because clutter is not only physical, clutter is also too many goals at the same time, too many useless tasks, too many distractions, too many commitments, too many unfinished projects, too many things you don't even care about. And what happens when there is too much? Your attention becomes weak, your energy becomes divided, and your life feels heavy. Imagine a drawer stuffed with random items. Every time you open it, it looks stressful. You can't find anything quickly. Even simple tasks become irritating. That drawer is your life. Too many things, no space, no clarity. Now imagine removing 60% of what's inside. Suddenly, you can see clearly. You can find things easily. You feel lighter. You feel in control. That is organization. Not by adding, by removing. This is why reducing what you don't need is a life-changing habit. Because unnecessary things steal your life quietly. Unnecessary people. Unnecessary drama. Unnecessary scrolling. Unnecessary purchases, unnecessary commitments, unnecessary goals that are not even yours. Organized people are brave enough to say no. They say no to distractions, no to clutter, no to things that don't serve their future. And the moment you start reducing, your life becomes calm. Because calm is not created by having everything. Calm is created by having only what matters. So here is the habit. Every week, remove something. Remove one distraction. Remove one useless app. Remove one toxic routine. Remove one unnecessary commitment. Remove one item from your room you never use. Remove one goal that is confusing you. And what happens? Your mind becomes clean. Your time becomes available. Your energy returns. Your focus becomes sharp again. Because you finally have space. And space is where growth happens. A cluttered life cannot grow. A clear life becomes powerful. Habit 10. Close open loops. Finish what's unfinished. An open loop is anything you started but didn't finish. It can be small, an unpaid bill, an unread email that needs a reply, a document you didn't file, a room you keep planning to clean, a task you keep postponing. Or it can be big. A course you started but abandoned, a project you keep delaying, a goal you keep talking about, a decision you avoid making. Now here is the truth. Open loops are not just unfinished tasks. They are mental weight. They sit in your mind like background noise. Even when you are not thinking about them, they are still there. They drain energy quietly. This is why you can sit down to relax and still feel stressed. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your brain remembers what you left unfinished. Open loops create that feeling of, I should be doing something. And when you have too many open loops, life feels like chaos. Organized people are not people who do everything. They are people who close loops quickly. Because they understand one powerful rule. Unfinished things multiply stress. Finished things multiply peace. Imagine you open 20 tabs on a browser. At first it seems fine, but the more tabs you open, your laptop becomes slower. It heats up, it starts freezing, it becomes hard to focus. That's the mind. Open loops are mental tabs. Each unfinished task is an open tab. And then people say, I don't know why I'm tired. You are tired because your mind is running too many background processes. Closing open loops is how you regain speed. 1. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. This is a powerful rule, because small tasks become big stress when they pile up. A small reply becomes 30 pending messages. A small cleanup becomes a disaster room. A small payment becomes a late fee and anxiety. So close small loops fast. 2. If it's bigger, schedule it clearly. Don't keep it floating in your head. Put it in the planner with a specific time. Not someday, not later. A real time. Because later is how people stay disorganized forever. 3. If it no longer matters, delete it. This is also closing a loop. Some tasks were never important. If something is not useful, not necessary, and not meaningful, remove it. Open loop closed. So the habit is simple. Every day, close at least one open loop. Not everything. Just one. One unfinished thing completed. Because completion builds control. And control builds peace. Habit 11. Accept imperfect things. Many people don't stay disorganized because they are lazy. They stay disorganized because they want everything to be perfect. They think, I will start when I have the perfect plan. I will organize when I have free time. I will clean when I have energy. I will fix my life when everything feels right. But life never feels perfect. So they wait. And while they wait, chaos grows. Perfection is not a high standard. Perfection is a delay tool. Perfection is fear wearing a nice outfit. Organized people understand something powerful. A 70% organized life is better than a 0% organized life. A messy plan is better than no plan. A small routine is better than no routine. A simple system is better than overthinking. Because perfection does not create progress. Action creates progress. Imagine a notebook. One page has a small mistake. Some people stop writing because they want the notebook to look perfect. And what happens? The notebook stays empty. Perfect, but empty. Now imagine another notebook with messy handwriting, crossed out lines, corrections, and imperfect pages. But it is full of learning. Which notebook creates growth? The imperfect one. Same with life. If you wait to organize your life perfectly, you will never start. And the longer you wait, the heavier your life becomes. So the real habit is, accept imperfect progress. Accept imperfect structure. Accept imperfect beginnings. Because perfect is not required. Consistency is required. Many people want a perfect home, perfect schedule, perfect mindset, perfect discipline. But happiness and control do not come from perfection. They come from stability. And stability comes from simple, repeated actions, not perfect actions. So here's the rule. Organize what you can, even if it's not complete. Clean one corner, not the whole room. Plan one day, not the whole year. Fix one habit, not your whole personality. Because your life doesn't change with one perfect day. Your life changes with many imperfect days done consistently. Your life is not messy because you are incapable. It's messy because you haven't built structure yet. Start small. Close one loop. Plan one day. Clean one space. Take one action. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait for motivation. Force yourself to organize now, so your future doesn't force you to regret later. You don't need a new life. You need order. And the moment you choose structure, your chaos loses power. Start today.